And unto the angel of the church in Sardis write, These things saith he that hath the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars, God and the 7 stars, the 7 stars.
The constellation Ursa Major is commonly known as the Big Dipper, and is made up of 7 stars. The arrangement of these stars are also known as the Bear and the Plough. In France, it is still called the Chariot of Souls or Spirits. It is now suggested that the Elohim of the Hebrew Genesis had their phenomenal origin in the 7 great stars of the Bear, and that the 7 Elohim are the same personages and types as the 7 Rishis of India, the 7 spirits of the Great Bear found in Egypt, China and Japan, the 7 Knemu or Pygmy sons of Ptah, the 7 Kahbiri, the 7 Amshazpans of the Persians, the 7 princes of the Cabalist chariot, the 7 Titans with Cronus, the 7 Greek Heliades or sons of Helios, the 7 Hathors, the 7 cows, Ra with his 7 souls, the 7 pillars of wisdom, the 7 doors in the cave of Mithras, the 7 steps of the Masonic ladder, the candlestick with 7 branches, the 7 enclosures of the Jewish temple, the 7 tablets and the 7 spirits before the throne. The throne is the constellation Cassiopeia. Ursa Major is right in front of this constellation.
John to the 7 churches which are in Asia. Grace be unto you and peace from him which is, and which was, and which is to come, and from the 7 spirits which are before his throne.
The Apocalypse says,
And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal.
Thus, 7 fiery icon lamps are situated before the throne on which God sits in glory. The sea of glass, similar to crystal, apparently is the sky as observed by the author. The constellations of Cassiopeia and the throne were drawn as Christ sitting on his throne in the Middle Ages.
After this, I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
The person sitting on the throne can be seen on almost every medieval star chart. All of these maps depict Cassiopeia enthroned. The enthroned figure can be seen on many star charts of the 16th century, usually in the center of the Milky Way. The Apocalypse indicates that there is a rainbow that encircles the throne.
And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald.
The rainbow is an adequately precise image for the luminous Milky Way that spans the night sky like an arch. The unequivocal comparison of the description of the enthroned person with a gemstone, we are told that it had the appearance of jasper and sardine, strengthens the impression that the images are taken from the celestial sphere. Indeed, the comparison of sun and stars with luminous gems is perfectly understandable and natural. Also, take note, sardine, Greek sardion, from the root meaning red, is a gem of a blood-red color. Jasper is a compact, opaque, cryptocrystalline variety of quartz, and we are told in Revelation 21:11, that it is clear as crystal. And, since we know that it is Christ who sits on the throne, and that Jesus Christ is simply a metaphor for the sun, it can hence be stated with confidence that the jasper and sardine mentioned are representative descriptions of the sun. Jasper appears as to the color white, and is symbolic of the bright white light of day. Sardine is typical of the red flame-colored setting sun. Imagine a gigantic jasper and sardine stone of human or greater dimensions, and think what its appearance would be. It would be white light mingled with red fire. What is that but the sun? Also worthy of examination is the fact that sardine and jasper were the first and last stones on the breastplate of the high priest Aaron. In Exodus 28:17, we read,
And thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. And the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper.
The connection of the 12 zodiacal signs with the 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 stones of the breastplate were acknowledged by Philo and Josephus. Philo asserts that the 12 gems on the priestly breastplate represent the signs in the solar zodiac arranged to correspond to the 4 seasons of the solar year. In this periscope, Philo does not refer to months. The cosmological reference here concerns the sun, that is, the tropical year, divided into seasons, solstices and equinoxes. The 12 stones of the breast, which are dissimilar in color, and are distributed into 4 rows of 3s, what else should they signify but the zodiac circle? For that circle, when divided into 4 parts, constitutes by 3 signs in each case the seasons of the year, spring, summer, autumn and winter, those 4, the transition in each of which is determined by 3 signs, and made known to us by the revolutions of the sun. The association of the constellation of Cassiopeia with Christ, which the Apocalypse actually refers to, was sometimes explicitly depicted on medieval maps. For example, the Book of Radianus contains a picture of a throne with the crucified Cassiopeia upon it. The back of the throne serves as a cross, and the hands of the figure are pinioned to it. This is obviously a version of the Christian crucifix. Therefore, the Apocalypse contains references to the constellation of Cassiopeia, which was actually perceived as the stellar image of Christ, the King, enthroned in the Middle Ages.
And round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold.
Any complete astronomy textbook points out that in the days of yore, the sky was divided into 24 wing-shaped segments, that is, into 24 meridional sectors which converge at the poles of the celestial sphere. These sectors are also called sidereal hours, or direct stellar ascension hours. The 24 hours define the celestial coordinate system. Thus, each elder of the Apocalypse is apparently a star hour in the equatorial system of coordinates, which is the division standard for the celestial sphere in astronomy. The white clothing of the elders simply reflects the white color of the stars in the sky. The golden crowns apparently refer to the constellation of the Northern Crown, Corona Borealis, situated close to the zenith, that is, exactly above the heads of all 24 elders or hours or sectors. The Apocalypse says,
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne, and round about the throne, were 4 beasts, full of eyes before and behind.
This is a description of the celestial sphere which surrounds the constellation of the throne and is strewn with stars, or eyes. The initially obscure reference to a place around the throne becomes intelligible. The actual constellation of the throne is being referred to, as well as the smaller stars scattered all across the background. But what does "were for living creatures and they were covered with eyes" mean? This becomes clear from a casual glance at a star chart. Moreover, in the following passage of the Apocalypse it is clearly said that,
And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle.
The first beast is the constellation of Leo and represents the summer solstice. The second beast is Taurus the bull, who in that age opened the vernal equinox, that is spring. The third beast is Aquarius the waterman, who appeared at the winter solstice. The viewer will notice that in the Bible, the eagle has been substituted for the scorpion. Scorpio is the only constellation that has 3 signs: the scorpion, the eagle and the phoenix, which is a symbol of transformation and spiritual rebirth. The eagle could also represent the sign of Aquila, which means eagle and is also in that region. According to Godfrey Higgins, the signs of the zodiac, with exception of the scorpion which was exchanged by Dan for the eagle, were carried by the different tribes of the Israelites on their standards. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius and Scorpio, or the eagle, are the 4 signs of Joseph, Judah, Reuben and Dan, were placed at the 4 corners, the 4 cardinal points of the sphere, at the equinoxes and solstices, when the equinox was in Taurus the bull. Nonetheless, the eagle Aquila symbolized the autumnal equinox. Each season bursts forward in a certain zodiac sign at cardinal points. The cardinal points once occurred in Taurus for spring, Leo for summer, Eagle for fall and Aquarius for winter, one zodiac sign back, due to the precession of the equinox. The cardinal points are also the two equinoxes, spring and autumn, and two solstices, summer and winter. These symbolic animals were the constellations situated at the four cardinal points of the zodiac 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. These cardinal points are the origin of the symbol of the cross.